Well, hello YouTubers. Hey, today I'm going to show you how to get this EGR tube off on this 4.6 Expedition. This process will probably be the same for some of the other 4.6s and the 5.4s. A lot of guys have this problem. If you see right there, there's the EGR tube, goes down to the manifold. They dread this because they can't get that nipple off of there, off of the manifold, which is screwed on right there. And you can see my flange that bolts right here. It's on there, but it's rotted off on the top. So we're going to replace this EGR tube and eventually take this out. Now, to speed up the video, make it a little bit faster for you guys, what you need to do is go ahead and take the tire off. This is the easy way to do this. Get in here and take off your shroud, which is sitting right there. And they take these little tiny 5.5 sockets. They have these little tiny screws that go up in the shroud right here, and you got a couple little plastic clips. Take that out, and once you get those out, pull the shroud out, then you got a tube here. Just kind of move it out of the way. It then disconnects right here on the frame. You got this wiring harness. Pull it back, and you have all this room here to get in here and get this apart. Now, I've gone ahead and taken the bolts out of the top of the EGR valve, and I've disconnected it. So then pull this out of the way. And there's a couple rubber lines that go on this also. Let's go right there. And they're just kind of hanging right there. I put pay on one so I'll know which one eventually goes where. And you can see this tube right there. It's got a place in it that's bad, but I have a little 110 welder. I can weld this, grind it down, and reuse this tube. Now you can buy this entire tube online on, probably on eBay from a dealer for 40 bucks or so, and you can replace it. Now I know if you're going to replace this is going to probably make you very happy. I'm going to show you how to take this off. Now when you get this out of here, you're left with this right here. And you're like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. So there's two things you can do. You can put a wrench on this here, try to get it off, but more than likely it's not coming off. It's going to turn with this. So I suggest just go ahead and get a big ratchet, or wrench I should say. And I've got these big thumb wrenches because I don't have a wrench big enough to go in here. And what you do, you just go ahead and stick this on here like this and get this as tight as you can. And get a big pipe wrench, something like this, and get in here and just break this loose like this. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and try to pull on this one camera with one hand. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. And let's see. I think we got it started here. Yep, we got it started good. Now, it may take a while to get this off because it's pretty rusty. There we go. Alright, I think we can get it off there now with my hand. Okay, well that came off pretty easy. Usually when you get them broken loose, they come off pretty easy. And boom, my friend, it's out. How about that? Now, some of the 4.6s and the 5.4s, this EGR tube will run on different sides of the engine down to the manifold. Mine happens to be on the driver's side. So, all right, we got this out, and that's what I wanted to show you. And you can see the top of it. It's pretty bad, in pretty bad shape. All right, so here's what I'm going to be putting back in there, and that's a used one that I took off of another manifold that I had off of a Ford, and this is the one we just took off the vehicle. Now, since this is bad right here, I'm just going to cut this with a hacksaw and slide my old one back on here like this, onto this, and simply reuse this. And that's going to make my day a little faster. I have no problem going out and buying one of these, but to get these cheaper, you have to order them online. And I don't want to wait a week because it's going to turn cold, and I want to do this today while it's warm. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this and put that back on there, flange it down, and tighten it up. Now, one piece of advice before I go over there and show you the other thing. I would run this flange on here a few times. Make sure that the threads are going to go in there. Get you a couple big wrenches. Thread this on and off a few times. Make sure it goes all the way down. And that way when you put this on the tube, this will seal it. And this tube will be nice and tight. And also when you are tightening this up, let me try that one more time. When you are trying to tighten this up, when it's on the car, on the vehicle, this will go all the way down and it'll make this flush and you won't have any exhaust leaks. So let's go out here real quick. Alright, so here's the one I'm going to be using, and this just screws right down in here like this. I'll get started there, and it'll go all the way down on the bottom. And all I gotta do is screw my tube on there, and I'll tighten this down and all that. But I just wanted to show you guys that. This is how I typically get these off. Get all this out of here so you can get in here and get you. Sometimes you can get a big, if this is still in good shape, especially the top piece here, you can get a big socket in here and a ratchet and a breaker bar and bust this loose. Usually this will come out of here first before it comes off on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and fix my EGR tube and stick it back in here. I was going to end the video here, but you might as well just go ahead and look at the EGR tube as I stick it in, and then I'll wrap the video up. Alright, let me show you. I got the EGR tube on, and a little welding. And the top of it is right there. And the engine's running and it sounds great. I have no more pop, 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 pop sound. And let me give it a little bit of gasoline here and you can hear the engine. See, pretty quiet. So I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys this what it looked like as I put it back together. So there you go. Thanks for watching. And if you're going to do this job, make sure you take everything out of here because you can get in here a lot easier that way. And there's my tube. I may put a new one in here later, but I'll see how long this lasts. This may last a long time because I did a lot of welding. And took the grinder and grinded it down and got all the bad spots off on it. It seems to be working okay. So the day is ending and so is my job. So I'll see you guys later till my next video. Thanks for watching, and later.